Hey everybody, Debbie here with another Stratego game analysis. In this video, we're going to do game number 13 of the Stratego Mystery Player series with the flag up front. And let's see if we can win number 13 in a row. Wow, that would be pretty good. Unlucky 13. Can we break the jinx and win number 13? So let's get started. Our player is a bronze general. An even amount of wins and losses. I don't particularly think this person would be a lottoer. So let's get started. And I have a flag here on J4. But just in case if this person is a lottoer, I got the marshal up front. And some weaker pieces on the front lines. I might want to move my general a little closer. In a typical lotto defense setup, you might want to have the spy on the one side and the general over here, and then the marshal towards the inside maybe. So, all right, let's get going and see how we do. I went first for a change. Usually I'm going second in all my games. So, see, that's why I like A4. It seems like people tend to start coming down on my right side more often. So, is that a good piece behind the lake, or is it a bluff? I'm already running out with the marshal. I'm scared, and I hate using my marshal early. So, all right, that was just a scout. So, maybe this person is a little bit of a bluffer. So, we'll see. So this piece is probably higher than a sergeant. And I gamble here, again, because I was a captain. But if that would have been a major, and this is a scout, I could lose the game. So that's you always have to think about that when you attack forward. And then if you hit the same piece, they can scout. So if you have a spy here, or your marshal or general, and you don't want it to be revealed, you might want to wait for them to attack you instead of you attacking them. All right, so now here's a situation where I don't want to reveal my marshal or this early in the game. So I have to pull it away. Most people won't take a lieutenant or captain with a marshal early in the game. Some of even the really good players, the top players, they won't even take a major. I think I would take a major, but some of the really good players, they only want to take colonels and generals early in the game to with their marshal, to reveal their marshal. So most players don't want to reveal their marshal unless they get compensated for it. All right, so we have to back away. And so we get a good lead. But now my opponent, even though I have a lead, a captain and a lieutenant, my opponent now knows a major and a colonel, and these are pretty good targets to attack. So you can expect high pieces coming over here soon. This is a little funky here, having four scouts like that. That's a little weird. Again, don't copy my setups. They're not optimized. Setups are not my strength. Okay. And see, I made a mistake here. This piece came from behind the lake, And you think it's a high piece. But then remember, my opponent here brought a piece from over here, and I think it was a scout. So I should have hit, instead of moving up with my captain, I should have either taken it with the captain or used my lieutenant and attacked this piece. Because in this case, since it bluffed me once before, they might be bluffing again. So a lot of times when you have someone that bluffs, they like to continue to bluff. I do that a lot. I bluff and I bluff and I bluff, and then finally I don't. And hopefully I catch you off guard. But so in this case, I should have thought, yeah, this person was bluffing. But I was probably concentrating over here and not concentrating so much over here. And that's what makes the game of Stratego so difficult. When you have, a lot of times when you have 2 attack areas or even 3 attack areas, it's hard to concentrate on all of them on the same level. And, I have to worry about the flag here, so that makes it a little bit harder. But this piece is probably junk. And now I let it, the thing that's going to go bad is this thing can, like I say, you always want to protect your flag. Protect your bombs. You always want to protect your flag too. But when you have an open flag, you really want to protect your bombs. You want to hide them for as long as possible, and you want high pieces to hit the bombs, not low pieces. So this was a good, and I still had a second chance here. I should have taken this lieutenant and attacked this. This was bad. So my opponent got the best of me on that little, and people try to sneak in their low pieces. They want to find out these 4 pieces behind the lake. So now I'm going to lose a scout, probably unnecessarily, or my bomb gets found out. And so either one would have been bad. So yeah, the person lost a miner. They scouted with a miner. That's not so bad if it's your first one. But they got that bomb, and they won a little victory there. Just remember, when players tend to bluff you a lot, they'll keep on bluffing you. The key is to figure out when they stop. So see, that was a scout there. So if my major would have attacked a major, the person could have won the game on the next move. So is this player bluffing or not? Which way should I go? So this person continues to bluff. And that was a bluff too. Now this piece is probably not a bluff. But I don't mind taking it. I'll take the Louis with a captain. And so maybe this was a case when I should have attacked with 2 higher instead of only 1 higher. Because then we would have swapped and I would have still had my captain. So those are the trade-offs you have to decide when you attack. Do you want to go 1 higher or 2 higher? This piece here could have been a colonel, but a lot of times major. But that's okay. So we're up 3 lieutenants, but we're down 2 sergeants. And you have to wonder what this piece is. If the major sits here, is it a general, marshal, spy? So now this piece is, I would assume this piece is a colonel, because this player is a bluffer, and I don't think they would be too brave to come in with a marshal or a general yet. So I'm assuming this is a colonel, and this is the major, and this is probably either a marshal or spy. And I bet this person probably thinks this is my marshal. It's always a good idea to try to read your opponent's mind to see if they're looking at your board. Try to think what they're thinking, and then that can help you with your planning. See, this would be pretty easy to take. If I thought this was a marshal, I could take this, and then the colonel would come down, but I could escape with my major. But the problem is if this player still below 500 would run right into my flag. So you have to play a little bit differently when you have a flag. When you watch my games, I'm always playing. If you ever think I make a strange move, just think about, well, does it have anything to do with this flag being up front? Because a lot of times the flag up front will influence how I play. For example, it's very difficult to trap pieces on this side because of the flag. We have a major, captain, marshal, spy, maybe major, colonel. Now I'm trying to do the same trick that person did to me, and I think this was a female when she brought her minor in and snuck in. I like doing this a lot. I like every once in a while bringing in a minor during the mid game, like the end of the first third of the game, or maybe in the middle of the game, and I try to open up like 4 from the left or 4 from the right to see if it's a bomb, to see if the flag, it could be a possible triangle with a flag here. So you can do that when they don't know your high pieces. You can bring in a low piece as a bluff, and especially a minor, but even a scout, just to see if it is a bomb, and then that gives you an idea of where the flag might be. So I'm trying to do the same thing that she did to me. Sneak in. But I think it was a little too aggressive. I should have paused here for like 3 or 4 moves. And then I think I would have sold it better. I would have sold the bluff a lot better by just staying here, moving some other pieces. But I got too greedy, and then this player got the best of me again here. And took my minor. We have to watch out because that's a major. So that's good. My opponent only has 2 scouts left. Now I want to find out what this is so I can do some future planning. Even if I go down a major, I'll get this captain. And I'm already up 2 lieutenants. So I'll be up 2 lieutenants and a captain, but down a major if this is a marshal. But the one thing I got to worry about is here is I'm bunching up a lot of pieces. The 3 captains here, and there's a major here. So I really didn't see this. I should be careful about this. Whenever you bunch up a lot of good pieces, they can become targets, and you can lose them very quick. So you have to watch out for that. This is probably a minor coming down. So I decided, I know it's a major, he can come down. I'm trying to get it to safety, but you know, you have 2 known, I think these are 2 revealed captains. They become targets. So now I make a really dumb mistake here. And it'll come up in a couple minutes, I think. So the miner did take the bomb. So we go for it. So now we're going to see what happens here. So I didn't see this player really couldn't take my major, because then I would take their major. So I don't remember where this piece came from, so that hurt me. We do no major colonel, or we think this is a colonel. So I was torn between coming back and maybe going after this captain and attacking over here, maybe try to find another high piece like the general or colonel, and maybe get this captain, you know, trap this captain with between the major and general. But then I took the marshal, or attacked the marshal. Okay, so now the game gets a little interesting. So now we know marshal, this is probably a colonel, and this is a major. So it looks like we're going to swap marshals and have a swap game. And I should have moved this captain to safety. That was not too good. Instead of moving my general up. But I knew this piece moved. This was a captain. And now, if my flag wasn't here, I would try to bring my general up and try to target this major. We got 2 colonels here. One colonel could swap with this colonel and then get over here before the general. You figure the general's over here on this side. So if I can sneak the corner and then swap colonels and then trap this major, I'd be in pretty good shape. But the bad part is I moved these 2 pieces, 2 captains. And doing it now would be kind of tricky because of the flag. It's very hard to trap when you have a flag here. A lot of times they'll run right into the flag. And this turned out to be the general. I had my chance. I should have swapped. This was known, so I should have swapped captains here to get it off the board, make room, because I have this major to worry about. So we weren't playing too well in this game. And I had chances to get away, but now I have to save my major. And I still could have moved the captain over. I had plenty of chances to. So now I was like, oh, this moved. And I was like, darn it. So now this person has to be a little bit cautious, because I have two colonels and they're unknown. And I think most bluffers are very cautious. So when you play a bluffer, bluffers are easy to bluff. That's a pretty good rule of thumb. Bluffers are fairly easy to bluff. So we're down a major, but we're up to 2 lieutenants. And there's my mistake. Instead of moving my spy, I should have taken this minor. The minor was sitting here for a long time, and sometimes the biggest blunders you make are moves you don't make. And I should have taken this minor with the sergeant and then moved up here and tried to find another target. Because now this minor can do some damage. You know, I got this bomb, but now I'm in. And I really didn't want to take it with my major, so I had to swap minors, and I only have two. Maybe I should have taken it with a major, but I only have or now 3 minors. But this is going up here, and I'm doing a bluff. I'm bluffing the bluffer. I really wanted to see if the flag was ever here. The marshal was, I guess, on this side. I forgot where it started, but it probably started somewhere over here. So this piece was scared. And I always like to do that in the, that was kind of unfortunate because we knew that was a captain. But then I made a stupid blunder here. That's my bad memory. I just forget. That was a major over here. I should have remembered that. So I probably wasn't paying too much of attention. That's pretty bad when you can't remember, because that was a key piece of the whole game. So we fired our scout at that. I was probably mad here. Like, what are you doing? You know, how many, this stupid blunder, or now checking a known piece? Things are not going well. Letting your spy get revealed by a known piece. Yeah, game 13 is kind of unlucky here, and okay, so no flag there, or no bomb there, so I should have worked harder to try to trap this captain. Because it would be nice to go a captain and 2 lieutenants up, being a major down. We have to worry about that other colonel, the unknown colonel. That's acting like a colonel. Flag looks like it could be over here, either this spot or maybe this spot. This was the high side, the strong side. I'm down 3 sergeants. Might go down 4 sergeants. You have to ask yourself, where's my opponent's sergeants? Haven't seen any yet. Yeah, I'm thinking this piece is the colonel. So I think my opponent has a bad memory too, because that was a... Or no, I never did reveal that sergeant. So that's right. I wanted to, but I never did. So that's good. We get the spy off the board. Okay, so my opponent forgot that was a sergeant, or never knew it was a sergeant. All right. Okay, we find a captain. And then this is a good chance. This is why you want to save some of your scouts for late. This is very critical. I need to know where that colonel is. I need to find that last. Now the negative thing here, if I use this scout to check this piece, is then it doesn't make this look like a flag right with a triangle. It doesn't make this look like a flag with a triangle. So that's the bad thing. You know, if my opponent thinks my flag is bombed in, then that eliminates these 2 spots. But I'm down a major, and you don't want to go down another major late in the game. I have to find that colonel, and I pull the trigger. But you always have to think about when you move pieces from your back 2 rows, how it makes it easier for your opponent to read your bomb structure and where your flag locations are. I should have tested this opponent's 2 square rule, but it moved up. So we remember that captain. So that helped. That really helped. That was a good... All right, so now they're going to try to trap my captain. So I know the other piece is a major, and I'm deciding, do I want to swap? It's pretty close to my flag. So I forced my opponent to swap. So we know Captain, Major, Colonel. So I move my scout over. In case that's a scout. Still has a scout left. So we block the trap from happening. So now the Colonel can't catch me, which is fine. So I wouldn't mind swapping colonels. I think I could still win. So I thought that was kind of risky at first. And I'm like, wow. Wow, what just happened? Right? He took my miner. I only have one miner left. And then, now why would this person do that? Well, it kind of makes sense if you look at it from their point of view, looking at my board. They have 3 bombs. This piece here was a bomb. This was one of the 3 bombs that they captured. So a lot of times people don't respect double vertical bombs. They're fairly rare. Usually people have either the flag or some piece behind it, below it. So, and then with 3 bombs found, and then if you look at my board, where would a bombed in flag be? It would be here, right? Flag, bomb, bomb. So if you're thinking 3 bombs, and this is 4, and this is 5, and then you think of this as 6, because I remember I had a bomb over here, and a lot of times people have symmetrical bombs. What this person did wasn't that risky, I don't think. I don't know. I might do that. It depends how risky you feel, how lucky you feel. Maybe they think they can still win without the colonel. It's not the end of the game. They still have a lot of pieces. And then you find another bomb. So then if this is a bomb, then you say, well, this could still be the flag in the corner, bomb, bomb, right? That's the 4 bombs, and then bomb, bomb, flag. So at least you might know then where the target, where the flag is. So it wasn't so risky. But I was very happy. That makes it a lot easier to win with the colonel off the board. But it wasn't such I wouldn't say it was a newbie lotto. Rather an unfortunate lotto. So we knew that was a captain. I had to get over there. I'm glad it didn't attack this. It wanted to attack that. So that was good. So now we have to find, we're looking for the last major on the board. And this is getting close. Isn't this exciting for game number 13? Yeah. Unlucky number 13, is it? Remember, my opponent has 1 scout left. Anytime you have an open flag anywhere on the board, that last scout is always dangerous. So we're still looking for that major. I have a feeling this is the major. See, the bad part is I only have one minor left, and my opponent has maybe a flag. Could be here, or could be here. It's probably on this side since this was the strong side. So either here or here, but with one minor, it's tricky. I probably should bring my minor up here and take this bomb to open up both of these. Maybe you bring a bluff piece up first. If I had a lot of pieces, you bring a bluff piece to see if one of these was a sergeant. We want to find that major. You figure one of these is a minor. And the bad part is my opponent still has a lot of pieces, and it should be fairly easy for them to, once they get by, to test all these pieces. I should have trapped this piece with these two, but if that would have been a major, that would have been risky. So that piece is probably a minor, but you wonder where all the sergeants are. My opponent hasn't lost a sergeant yet. That's strange. We have to protect our last miner. So we move our miner. My opponent has 5 bombs. So I decided to sacrifice the lieutenant just to keep the major trapped. I didn't want to lose the major. Since I had now the 2 highest pieces on the board, I had to block 4 sergeants and a scout, and I think I lost the game here. Now, why do you think I'm thinking I lost the game? Think about it for a moment. I'm going to pause the video. Think about it for a minute. Why you think I lost right now? Okay, now the reason I think I lost the game is because I moved these 2 pieces. Now, if my opponent has a good memory, they only have to test this piece and this piece. And my opponent has a scout left. So all my opponent has to do is get the scout over here, go up and over, and then test this, and then test this, and then they win. But that's what makes it a game. Because I almost, at first, didn't remember that I moved these pieces. And then I thought, oh no, yeah, I did. Because remember, I used a scout here. There were 4 scouts here, and I used that 1 scout to hit the major that I should have known, the revealed major, it made me really mad. And then I moved this piece over just a few moves ago to save my last miner. So I remembered I moved these 2 pieces. And then I'm like, no, I think I'm going to lose the game. So let's see what happens. That's what makes it a game. Does my opponent have a good memory? Would you have remembered if these 2 pieces have moved? See, the top players would remember that stuff. The very best have really good memories. And I'm so happy when they moved here, I was so happy they moved here that this person forgot. This person thinks either this is a flag or this is a flag. And that's the one advantage when you play with a flag up front up here. It's just illogical not to have a flag on the back row. Most people just can't. They focus on this back row for the flag. A lot of times they don't even think the flag's on the second row. But man, on the first row, they're just totally confuses them. They don't even think this person, I guarantee you, thought this was a bomb. I've had players in the past hit bombs for a second time, thinking, the flag has to be on the back row. And it's just not there. So I was so happy that the person has a memory just as bad as mine here. So now I decide, well, I better get that scout. Now watch how fast the major takes the bomb now. This person thinks they won the game. They think, yes, I won. What? What? Who puts a bomb there in the back row? Where's the flag? Where's the flag? This is a bomb. This has to be the flag. What? This person right now is totally duped, and that's the fun. That is the the fun you get when you play with a flag up front. When you play a long game like this, and then the person we'll watch it again. You watch how fast the major takes it. They're like, yes, I won, I won, I won. And they're so happy. And then they're like, what? It has to be shocking. And now I'm kind of concerned because the opponent has 4 sergeants left. And now, unfortunately for this opponent, they did the mistake that a lot of beginners do. And I strongly recommend you never ever do this. This person bombed in 2 of their sergeants. This is a sergeant. This is a sergeant. Bomb. Flagger sergeant. Probably a sergeant on this side. Bomb. Flag sergeant or flag sergeant. They made the terrible mistake. And when you get in a close game like this, you need these pieces. You know, they could put pressure on me. I could make a mistake, or they could force me into a draw, or when you have all these extra pieces. But when you can't use them, when they're sealed up, it's very frustrating. And I guarantee you, if you do this, you'll wind up doing this in a game when it's a super close game, and you wish you had those pieces available, and then you wind up losing a game you could have won if they were available, but you decided to bomb them in. So don't ever do that. That's not good. And I think that helped cost this person a win. So don't bomb in your pieces. It can cost you the game. You'll hate when you do it. So I was so happy I got this win. Unlucky 13 turned out to be lucky 13. And we capture the last movable piece. And we get the victory. Yay. So this was a long game, but there was some pretty good information in it. We learned how hard it is to, remember late in the game whether or not pieces have moved or not. This person could have won if they would have remembered. But like I said, it's very hard to believe that the flag isn't on the back row. When you play hundreds of games, it's always on the back row, always on the back row. But when someone has a flag in a strange spot, I remember playing a person who had a flag here, and it took me like 500 moves or whatever to find it. It was a long game. And I checked everything on the bottom row, everything on the second row. I was like, where's the flag? And my piece was sitting next to it the whole game. So, and I'm sure my opponent was laughing the whole time. So, yeah, this had to be a frustrating loss for my opponent because, right here, where was it with the scout? Right, this person's like, I win, yay. And then they're like, what? How can that not be the flag? Where's the flag? So yeah, and now this person really regrets bombing in their two sergeants. So okay, that's it. This is a long video, so that's it for this game. Thanks for watching, and we'll work on game number 14. Bye.